Good morning to everyone. In the last videos, we discussed about evaluation of analytical data as well as nitro compounds. Now, the next topic in your organic chemistry is monocarboxylic acids and their derivatives. Generally, carboxylic acids from your 10th standard and intermediate also, you know the functional group of carboxylic acid COOH. The compounds, the organic compounds which contain this COOH functional group are known as carboxylic acids, isn't it? So the general formula is RCOOH, which is the general formula of carboxylic acids. Suppose if we observe some of the examples regarding these carboxylic acids, the famous example is acetic acid, CH3COOH. And there are dicarboxylic acids also, even tricarboxylic acids are also there. Here succinic acid. Succinic acid is example for dicarboxylic acid. Now we are next step we are going to study nomenclature of these carboxylic acids. Generally, we studied the name of these carboxylic acids under three headings. First one is common system. Generally, even in our houses also we observe that some of you also have a name which is a registered name in your date of birth certificate, but your parents and your relatives and your neighbors will call you with a common name, right? So similarly here also there is a common name which, depending upon the source, we are calling them by using their common names. Here if you see this formula HCOOH, its common name is formic acid. Why? Because it is available from red ant. In the Latin name we call it as formica, so that's why its name is formic acid. Similarly, CH3COOH is acetic acid, which is available, we all know, which is a very famous one, vinegar. From vinegar it is available. And next one is C3H7COOH. Its general name is butyric acid because it is available from butter. Okay. Next is IUPAC name. Even this IUPAC names also you are studying from your 10th standard. So depending upon the number of carbons we are calling and functional group, we are naming this IUPAC names. See here in HCOOH, how many carbons are there? Only one carbon. If only one carbon is there, its name starts with meth. And for carboxylic acids, the general ending name is oic acid. Depending upon the alkane number of carbons, that is alkanoic acid. Because here only one carbon is there, that is methanoic acid. Here there are two carbons are there, hence this is ethanoic acid. Like this way, here these two. And next one is derived system. Sometimes carboxylic acids are named as their derivatives. Okay, so if you observe this one, here in the two hydrogens of this acetic acid are placed with two methyl groups, hence the name is dimethyl acetic acid. Okay, right. And the next one is isomerism. Isomerism means monocarboxylic acids shows chain isomerism, position isomerism, and functional isomerism. So chain isomerism means the carbon skeleton is the isomers which differ in the nature of the carbon chain. Means they are having same number of carbons, same hydrogens and same oxygens, but the difference we observe in carbon chain. So here if you observe this example, this is what pentanoic acid, and the same number of carbons are there here, same number of hydrogens are also there, but the name is 3-methyl butanoic acid. And next isomerism is position isomerism. So here the two isomers differ in the position of the functional group. Here the two isomers differ in the positions. So here if you observe here, the COOH is connected to first carbon. But here if you observe, the COOH is connected to this what, second carbon. So here this is pentanoic acid, but here this is 2-methyl-butanoic acid. And next one is functional isomerism, which is a very, very important isomerism. Though the compounds are having same number of carbons, hydrogens and oxygens, but their functional group is differs. Here always carboxylic acids are functional isomers of esters. So that's why we wrote one example, which is a propanoic acid, and this name is methyl acetate. Okay, so remember one thing, carboxylic acids are functional isomers of esters. That is the main important point here, you must remember in your minds. Next one is general methods of preparation. In this organic chemistry, the pattern is like this, right? We need to study preparations and later on physical properties and then chemical properties, like that, right? So in the general methods of preparation, by the oxidation of alcohols, aldehydes and ketones. So by the oxidation of these three, we will get carboxylic acids. So here taking this primary alcohol, hope you know everyone what is meant by primary alcohol. Carbon which is connected to only one carbon is called primary carbon. Because this OH group is connected to primary carbon, we are calling them as primary alcohols. So this primary alcohols upon oxidation forming acetaldehyde, CH3CHO. And again this acetaldehyde on oxidation forms acetic acid. So if you observe carefully, here the number of carbons are how many? 2. The obtained carboxylic acid is also having how many carbons? 2. And next, if you took secondary alcohol, what is meant by secondary alcohol? The OH which is connected to secondary carbon. That is what? Carbon which is connected to 2 carbons is called secondary carbon. So this upon oxidation forms acetone. This acetone on oxidation forms 2 carboxylic acids. One is acetic acid and another one is formic acid. So if you observe carefully here, here how many carbons are there? 2. Here it is 1. But here the acetone contains how many carbons? 3. Always this point we need to remember in our minds, that ketones upon oxidation forms carboxylic acids which must and should contain less number of carbons, at least one less number of carbon than the parent one. But whereas aldehydes upon oxidation forms a carboxylic acid with the same number of carbons. Okay, because I think so this carbonyl compounds completed in your previous semester. In that previous semester, hope you got this point. Okay, right. And the next one is by the hydrolysis of cyanides and amides, which is a general one. Okay, and in your next semester, you are going to read this cyanides chapter. There you will get the same chemical reaction. So cyanides upon hydrolysis, see H2O. Among this H2O, H2 will attach us to nitrogen and oxygen will attach us to carbon. So that's why we got CH3CONH2, that is acetamide. And this acetamide again upon hydrolysis forms acetic acid with the liberation of ammonia. Okay, which is also a repeated reaction, because after carboxylic acids you need to study amides chapter. By the hydrolysis of esters, which is a very famous reaction. So esters in the presence of alkali forms salts of acetates, and the salt of acetate in the presence of acid forms acetic acid, which is a famous reaction, is called as saponification. Means for the soaps preparation, actually long chain fatty acids, salts of long chain fatty acids are called soaps. So that's why the name is saponification. By the hydrolysis of trihalogen derivatives of alkanes. So if you took chloroform, trihalogen is there, right? So I am adding 3 KOH. You may take 3 NaOH also. These 3 chlorines took 3 potassiums, and so that what will go out, 3 KCl will go out and 3 OHs will replaces this chlorine. So that's why CHOH thrice, which upon dehydration forms formic acid. The same reaction will also helps us to prepare aromatic carboxylic acids that we are going to discuss in the next class. Hope so. Next, by heating dicarboxylic acids, which is also a very famous reaction, dicarboxylic acids. So here one of the example I took is oxalic acid. Oxalic acid upon heating means here decarboxylation. So you may remove CO2 from here. Then what is the remaining one? HCOOH. So that's why I wrote HCOOH plus CO2. Similarly, if you took malonic acid, upon heating you will get acetic acid. Okay. And next one is by the carbonation of Grignard reagent. So this is what alkyl magnesium halides, which are nothing but Grignard reagents, isn't it? So here I took methyl magnesium bromide. By the carbonation means addition of carbon dioxide. We know oxygen is more electronegative than carbon. Obviously the bonded electrons will come towards this oxygen, so that this oxygen will carry negative charge and this carbon will carry positive charge. Now among these two, the bond breaking like this. At CH3 will attach us to carbon. I will show like this, right? And this MgBr connects to oxygen. So that's why we got the compound like this. Now this compound upon hydrolysis CH3COOH. So here the replacement will like this. Okay. So CH3COOH, that is we got acetic acid. So these are the 6 preparations of aliphatic carboxylic acids. Now we are going to study aromatic carboxylic acids. So if you took any alkyl benzene, so here I am taking, you may take toluene. Okay. So alkyl benzene upon oxidation in the presence of strong oxidizing agents like KMnO4 and K2Cr2O7, you will get benzoic acid. And next, which is very important reaction, I think so you come across with this reaction from your intermediate. So here aromatic carboxylic acids are prepared by Friedel-Crafts reaction. So benzene with COCl2, or you may take CH3Cl also, no problem. Reacts with AlCl3, forms C6H5COCl, which is nothing but benzoyl chloride. Now the obtained benzoyl chloride upon hydrolysis forms benzoic acid. Okay. Next one is by the hydrolysis of benzo trichloride. So toluene upon halogenation in the presence of light, we will get trichlorotoluene, right? This trichlorotoluene reacts with KOH, with 3 KOH. So these 3 chlorines replaces by 3K. So you may write here 3KCl. So COH thrice. This compound again loses water, forms benzoic acid. 2H2O means 2 hydrogens are removed and 1 oxygen is removed. So what is the pending here? 2 oxygens are pending and 1 H. So that's why COOH. You need to remember one thing here, in the presence of light. Just మీరు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవడం కోసం నేను ఇట్లా స్టార్ మార్క్ వేసాను అంతే. Why? Because toluene without the presence of light, you will get one more product, that is orthochlorotoluene or parachlorotoluene. But in the presence of light, it undergoes free radical substitution reaction, so that you will get trichlorotoluene. You need to remember the difference In the absence of light, halogenation, what is the product we will get? In the presence of light, by the halogenation, which product we will get? Okay, next one is by the Kolb's reaction. Even this reaction also you come across in your previous semester. Phenols, upon reaction in the presence of carbon dioxide at 125 degrees centigrade under alkali presence, you will get salicylic acid. Okay, so up to here we discussed about the preparations of aliphatic carboxylic acids as well as aromatic carboxylic acids. Okay, so in the next class, in the next video, I am going to discuss about physical properties of carboxylic acids, and then later we need to discuss about acidic nature of carboxylic acids, which is very important question for your exams.